Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Becky and I just returned from Boston, actually Newton, a little while ago to see what we had to do for the first stages of this clinical trial, this DLL trial. And we got down there at 9:30, and they got us right in and met with Dr. Rubinson, Dr. Alexander, and the research nurse Mark. He basically today was just going over the consent form, which is like a book, 33
Mm,
pages of everything that the trial involves. It is a DLL3 trial. Didn't realize that there were two simultaneous trials going on DLL3. Um, the one that I'm going to be in was what I thought was going to be what I was explaining to you. Um, it's not the one. This is just going to be basically an infusion of a drug called PT217 because they haven't named it yet. But it does the same, typically the same thing as the other trial that is now um, full up and closed. This is a phase 1 trial, which means they go through different people. There's 51 to 60 people in this trial, and they up the dose to five different levels. And luckily, I am going to be on level 5, the highest level that they are going in phase 1 from here on out. They believe that this level 5 will give them the best effectiveness of this drug. So that in itself is really good news because if I was in level 1 or level 2, I'd have to stay at level 1 or level 2, which would possibly reduce the effectiveness. So, me coming in at this time is a good sign. That being said, they do have a spot for me open, but I've got to go through still a lot of tests. I've already passed a couple of the tests. The protocols that have failed put me in line to get a spot, and how I have tolerated chemo has helped as well. I'm relatively healthy, in air quotes, obviously. I look healthy, but my insides are a mess. But Dr. Rubinson was pleasantly surprised from my last scan that being as aggressive as my cancer is, my liver functions are still very good. So, that being said, when they bring me back down, hopefully next week, and they start doing the blood tests and the EKGs and ECGs, and I got to go through another CAT scan, may have to go through another biopsy. There's really not a lot of wiggle room in this testing. You've got to be pretty much a very healthy, unhealthy person to make it through this trial, and that's in God's hands. I'm doing everything I can, and I know Becky's doing everything she can to keep me healthy. So, still a little ways to go before I'm formally accepted. There is a spot for me. Very promising trial, and yeah, let's see if we can change the world. My mom had lung cancer, and this is a lung cancer study as well as a neuroendocrine carcinoma study. So I feel pretty good, where my mom died of lung cancer, doing this in her honor. And I hope I can just help people beat this dreaded disease, and that's what we're doing. So the schedule, we found out, it's every week, and we had a choice between either Monday in Newton or Wednesday on Francis Street in Boston, and we opted for the Monday in Newton. It's a nice, easy drive. A little stressful on 95, but it's right off 95. It's a pretty easy commute. I would like to go down maybe Sunday night, but it depends. It depends on a few things. So yeah, so it's going to be every week for up to 2 years. So we're going to get to know Interstate 95 really well. And they're going to scan me every 8 weeks to see if it's effective. If it's effective, they just keep going. And I'll always be in the phase 1 trial. The phase 2 trial, if the phase 1 trial is successful, will include a whole bunch more people. So right now there's only 51 to 62 people in phase 1. They up that in phase 2 and then get all the data from that and then keep going there to phase 3 until the FDA approves it, which could be years down the road. But as long as it's effective with me, I can stay on it for years. It sucks to go down to Boston every week, but hey, it is what it is. I've got all kinds of friends down there, and we'll be seeing you, I'm sure. But this feels like the right thing to do, and if God lets us continue and helps me get enrolled in this trial, then it was meant to be. If not, then we'll pivot and we'll figure it out. But my bride next to me is never going to give up. I'm never going to give up.
Nope.
We're not going to let this beat us. And like I said, I would love to leave this world knowing that I helped people beat this cancer. And I'm getting in on the ground floor of this exciting trial, and we'll see how it goes. It's only supposed to attack healthy tissue. Turn that around. It's only supposed to attack the diseased tissue and leave the healthy tissue intact. So unlike chemo, the side effects that they went over with me are nothing like chemo. So that being said, we'll see if that comes to fruition, if and when I'm accepted. But it was a good visit, long day, but got through it. Traffic wasn't too bad. We'll be glad when we get a different vehicle. The Jeeps are a little not as comfortable as they could be, and not as good on gas. But we're working on that, and everything went well. We're back. We're safe. No Miss Winnie, but that it is what it is. So we love you all, and just keep praying, and we'll let you know. We should know when we're going back down to Boston next week for labs, and we'll keep you updated. All right, we love you.
Love you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.